from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Good evening, this is the National News broadcast. Coming to you live from the National News Studios, I'm Prashant De Silva.
And I'm Shara Mascarenhas. First, it's a look at the day's headlines.
Parliamentary attention on the Channel 4 revelation. Colombo records excellent results in several streams of studies at the advanced level examination. Cabinet approval to a draft bill on the safety of the online. The gradual decline in the existing rainy weather. Preparations for a meeting between North Korean leader and the Russian president.
Now for those and other stories in detail, starting off with local news. Opinions have been expressed in Parliament as well as at the media briefing to convey cabinet decisions today regarding the news item of Easter attack prepared by Channel 4. Professor Pratibha Mahanamahema has pointed out that Channel 4 is presenting such news targeting the Geneva Human Rights Session.
Parliamentarian Hector Apuhamis said the Channel 4 released today a shocking documentary about the Easter Sunday attack. He further said that the government should probe the information contents of the documentary. Minister Manusha Nanaikara said that they are acting in a responsible manner as a government and has taken a decision at yesterday's cabinet meeting to form a parliamentary select committee to investigate the information. He further said that if foreign investigation is needed, the government will support such a decision as discussed in the cabinet yesterday. The minister also said the documentary is to be released to coincide with the United Nations Human Rights Council meeting to be conducted within the following week. Minister Dr. Bandulu Gunawardena said that it is usual occurrence of Channel 4 releasing such information at the time of the holding of Geneva Human Rights Council meetings. He further said that the documentary to be released is harmful to the citizens and the members of the security forces of the country. He said that the Parliament will be provided with the relevant answers from the relevant parties regarding the information in the documentary. Professor Pratibha Mahanamaheva said that the Human Rights Council meeting is to be conducted shortly to discuss on the measures to be taken against Sri Lanka. He added that the documentary is released to harm the image of the country. Similar dubbed documentaries were released 10 years ago by the Channel 4 and Sri Lankan government was able to prove that documentary report was also false.
Excellent results in many streams of studies at the GC Advanced Level Examination have been reported from the Colombo district.
According to the results of the GC Advanced Level Examination of 2022, the first place in the Physics Division was secured by Maneth Banula Pereira of Royal College, Colombo.
මේකට ලොකු උදව්වක් කරේ මගේ අම්මයි තාත්තයි ඊට අමතරව ගුරුවරු ගොඩාක් උදව් කරා ඒරල් කරන්න ඉන්න නංගිලා මල්ලිලා කියන්න තියෙන්නේ ලොකු ප්‍රෙෂර් එකක් ගන්න එපා මුලින් ඉඳන් පිළිවෙලට වැඩ අතපසු කරගන්න නැතුව දිගටම මේක ફોකස් කරලා ඒක අරමුණක් ඇතුව වැඩ කරොත් මේ වගේ ලොකු ජයග්‍රහණයක් ලබා ගන්න පුළුවන්.
Ruini Ainsa Vikramaratna of Devi Palika Vidyalaya, Colombo has been placed first in the results in the biotechnology stream.
මට නංගිලමරට කියන්න තියෙන්නේ අනවශ්‍ය දේ අවශ්‍ය දේ පටල ගන්න එපා අනවශ්‍ය දේ පස්පස් හඹා යන්න එපා අවශ්‍ය දේ ලබා ගන්න ඕන නම් කොහොමද ලබා ගන්න ඒ වගේම මානසික සොයයක් දෙන කට්ටිය හැමදෙස්සම ආශ්‍රය කරන්න යාළුවෝ මට ගොඩක් යාළුවෝ හයියක් වුණා අපේ ගුරුවරු පවා මාර්ගගතව තියෙන අවස්ථාවලදී හැමදෙස්සම අපිව අධ්‍යයනයෙන් තමයි හිටියේ ගුරුවරු ඔක්කොම මම ඒ ගැන ගොඩක් ස්තුතිවන්ත වෙනවා.
The best results in the commerce stream has been received by Colombo Sirimao Bandaranaike Girls School student Dilsarani Tarushika.
පොත් කියවීම සම්බන්ධයෙන් ගත්තොත් මට ඒ හරහා විශාල ධනයක් ලබා ගන්න පුළුවන් වුණා. නංගිලා මල්ලිලාට කියන්න තියෙන්නේ හීනයක් තියාගන්න, ඒ හීන වෙනුවෙන් කැප වෙන්න, ඒ වෙනුවෙන් නිසි මඟ පෙන්වීමක් අරගන්න පාසලෙන් සහ ගුරුවරුන්ගෙන්. ඒ උනන්දුව සහ කැපවීම නිසි මඟ පෙන්වීම තිබුණොත් ඔයාලට තමන්ගේ හීන වෙනුවෙන් යන්න පුළුවන් කියලා මම විශ්වාස කරනවා.
The island-wide best results in the biology stream has been recorded by Pramudi Bashini Munasinga of Sujata Vidyalaya Matara.
අද පිරිස්තුතිය මේ අවස්ථාවේ පුදන මට ලොකුවටම දායකත්වයක් උනේ විභාගයට නිදහස් මානසිකත්වයකින් සහභාගී වෙච්ච එක. අඩුම ගානේ ගෙදරින් එළියට යන පැයකට කලින්වත් විභාගයට පාඩම් කරලා ඉවර කරගෙන මනස නිදහස් කරගෙන විභාගයට ගියාට පස්සේ ඉහළ ප්‍රතිඵලයක් ලබා ගන්න එක පහසු වෙනවා කියලා මම හිතනවා.
It was Samudita Nayanapriya of Richmond College Galle who has obtained the best results in the engineering technology.
හොඳට මහන්සිලා වැඩ කරන්න ඒ වගේම ඒ මහන්සි අපතේ නොයන්න ඔයාලගේ කාලය විභාගයට ඍණාත්මකව බලපාන දේවල් වලට යොදවන්න එපා අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම ඔයාලටත් පුළුවන් මං වගේම මේ වගේ තැනකට එන්න.
In the art stream, Sachini Satsarani of St. Joseph's College, Galle has secured the best results. Special ceremonies to appreciate these achievements were conducted at the respective schools of the best students today.
මගේම ක්‍රමවේදය යටතේ මම මගේ විෂයන් තුනට විවිධ ආකාරයට ක්‍රමවේද හදාගෙන තමයි පාඩම් කරේ. ගොඩාක් මහන්සි වුණා. මගේ අනාගත බලාපොරොත්තුව භූගෝල තොරතුරු විද්‍යාව ක්ෂේත්‍රයෙන් ඉහළටම ගිහිල්ලා ඒ ආශ්‍රිත රැකියාවක් කරන්න. මට කියන්න තියෙන්නේ තමන්ගේ ඉලක්කයට යන්න උපරිම මහන්සි වෙන්න නිදහස් අධ්‍යාපනයේ ප්‍රයෝජනෙ උපරිම අරගෙන රටට විතරක් නෙමෙයි ලෝකෙටත් සේවයක් කරන්න කියලා.
This is a human interest story of an unexpected incident in life which leaves a memorable story for the lifetime. Vihangana Arya Singh of the Malyadeva Girls School, Kurunegala, has secured 3 A-grade passes in the commercial stream in the English medium at the GCE Advanced Level Examination. However, she was not fortunate enough to receive the result as she is no longer among the living. But Vihangana was able to make 7 more others to live, had complained of a health problem in her head and admitted to the Galgamuh District Hospital on the 17th of March. With the intensification of the disease condition, she was transferred to the Kurunegala Teaching Hospital on the same night. However, with her passing away, her body organs were donated to 7 other patients, enabling them to live longer. Although Vihangana is no more today, her parents are able to talk with pride of her daughter's achievement.
Commissioner General of Examinations Amit Jayasundara says the number of students who have become eligible for university admission this year was increased by 0.4% in comparison to the previous year. As a percentage, this was 63.3%. Commissioner General of Examinations Amit Jayasundara said that among the registered A-level students, around 80% have sat the examination. The university entrance percentage is 63.3%. In comparison with the results of the year 2021, there is a 0.4% increase in the number of students qualified for university admission. He further said the application for recorrection will be accepted from the 7th to the 10th of this month. He also said that they have also taken steps to hold the next A-level examination in the month of November and December. There are more than 325,000 applications received for the examination. The results of the O-level examination are scheduled to be released soon. 90% of the examination process has been completed.
Minister Susil Premajayantha says postponement of examinations, including the advanced level examination, would cause a harmful impact on the future of school children. He made these remarks responding to queries of opposition members in Parliament today. Opposition leader Sajith Premadasa said that candidates who sat for the A-level exam this year were subjected to many injustices. He further said that this year's exam was for the students who sat for the GCE O-level exam in 2020. He also said that advanced level classes for these students were commenced after a delay. They were also discriminated by the economic crisis in the country. He further said that even under such circumstances, the education authorities have decided to conduct the A-level exam prior to the required date by taking into consideration of their own convenience. Minister Susil Premajayantha said that if exam was postponed, the O-level exam scheduled to be conducted in March and beginning of April will have to be postponed. The aim is to complete covering the syllabuses from grade 1 to 13 by the end of the year 2024. Accordingly, the academic program of around 4.1 million children will go beyond at least 4 to 5 months in the year 2025. This year, the problem was managed by reducing the number of school holidays. He added that if we do not make use of this opportunity, they would be compelled to close schools once again for 1 month as in last year. He further said that 10% of the students of the A-level classes do not come to schools. In some instances, the attendance is less than 40%. He added that the students take study leave and prepare for the exam. Minister Prema Jayantha also said the demand of parents and students is to complete the exams as soon as possible and release results immediately to enable for university admission without delays.
The Cabinet of Ministers have granted approval for the draft bill on safety of the online system. Minister Dr. Bandula Gunawardena at a media briefing to convey the Cabinet decisions today said the aim of the draft bill is to prevent the publishing of false and malicious information over the internet. Minister Dr. Bandula Gunawardena said that a commission will be established to enable unarmed and innocent people in the society who have been subjected to numerous discrimination via the internet to receive legal relief. He further said that the parliamentary approval for the draft bill is expected. The minister, clarifying on the economic condition of the country, said that a disparity in the state income and expenditure last year alone amounted to 2,493 billion rupees. The minister said that Sri Lankan governments for a long period were not able to bear the capital expenditure through the tax income of the general public or the government revenue. He also said that none of the presidents, prime ministers or cabinet ministers have not divulged the truth or the burden of financial management. Under such circumstances, President Ranil Wickremesinghe has informed the Cabinet of Ministers to focus the government attention on allocation of funds for stalled large-scale development projects after the foreign debt restructuring program. Minister Bandula Gunawardena said that accordingly prominence will be given only for projects which would be able to extend contributions to rectify the economic crisis anomalies. He also said that the Cabinet of Ministers has informed that funds will be reserved for immediate implementation upon completion of debt restructuring process in 2021.
The Department of Meteorology says a decline in the rainy weather condition is anticipated in the next few days. Director General of the Department, Atula Karunanayaka, says that, however, intermittent minor showers are possible in the southwestern region of the island, including the western province. Director General of the Meteorology Department, Atula Karunanayaka, said that there is a high probability of rainfall in the coastal regions of the western province. However, it is also anticipated that the rainfall would decline in the coming days. He added that it does not mean that rainfall would decrease totally. Despite substantial increases in the water levels of several rivers, a considerable rainfall was not recorded from any area in the island yesterday. Director Engineering of the Department of Irrigation, SPC Sugishwara, says that as a result, a decrease in the water levels of reservoirs of the relevant rivers is expected. Low-lying areas of the Nilwala River and Kirumara have been inundated due to heavy rainfall reported in the upper catchment areas. Many areas including Kadduwa, Malimbada. Director of the Irrigation Department, SPC Sugishwara, said that it is expected that situation would increase gradually from tomorrow. State Minister of Defence Pramita Bandara Tennakone said at a media briefing today that red notice of earth slip danger released of Ahaliyagoda yesterday has been withdrawn. State Minister Pramita Bandara Tennakone said 1,630 families have been affected by the adverse weather condition. 122 houses have been partially damaged. One person was injured. The State Minister added that as they received information regarding the occurrence of flash floods in the city areas, provincial authorities, with the assistance of security forces personnel, are to engage in activities to prevent further flooding.
Leader of the Sri Lanka Marjana Party parliamentarian Asanka Navaratna says he completely rejects reports of him and his party formed an alliance with the Samagi Jana Balawegaya. Addressing a media briefing in Colombo today, the parliamentarian further stated that strongly condemned the fabrication of news in this manner. Leader of the Party parliamentarian Asankar Navaratna said that they have met opposition leader upon his request and added that they have never discussed anything relating to joining the SJB at the meeting. Asankar Navaratna also said he has also informed the opposition leader regarding these reports pertaining to them to joining the SJB and pointed out that such news were harmful for the members of the party. He also said that the opposition leader replied saying that the news report released to the media will be corrected. He added that it also has been revealed that certain members of the SJB media unit has released such false information.
The Indonesian Embassy in Colombo, in collaboration with the Sri Lanka-Indonesia Friendship Association, held a cultural and charity bazaar at the Indonesian Embassy premises recently. Secretary to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs Aruni Wijewardena was the chief guest, while ambassadors and heads of missions. The bazaar also showcases the performance of traditional Indonesian and Sri Lankan dancers.
The charity of our program has reflected a good relationship of both countries, including people to people. Indonesia and Sri Lanka have strong bond relations since many centuries ago. Through this event, we keep maintaining the friendship of both countries.
From the Foreign Ministry, we thank you for this gesture of friendship to Sri Lanka, this gesture of support to Sri Lanka, because I understand also some part of your proceeds will be for charity to Sri Lanka. So we thank you, and also to your team at the embassy. We from the Foreign Ministry, we will support this strengthening of bilateral relations between Sri Lanka and Indonesia for the future.
Several more tusker elephants, in addition to Agbo, have become victims of injuries and fragile, life-threatening conditions. The elephant in the scene is called Gajabahu by wildlife photographers and elephant lovers. Gajabahu's itinerary is centered upon the Yarnoya area stretching towards Kanadarawa. Among the scientists, there is a strong belief that both Gajabahu and Agbo could have been in an awkward manner as a result of being affected with severe deformity, which could not be explained clearly. The photographers point out that a need has arisen to provide some treatment. Meanwhile, a farmer in Ipalogama has been kind enough to donate a section of the Suandal paddy harvest as feed for the injured Agbo elephant. The benevolent farmer is Shanta Bandara of Mahaveli H zone. Section of the harvest was provided to Agbo at the Pudukulama tank area in Tirupane. 5 more deaths of wild elephants have been reported from many areas by last Saturday. In the past 2 months alone, more than 150 wild elephants have been subjected to death due to unfortunate reasons. It has also been pointed out that if a speedy solution was not provided, the wild elephant population in the island would be wiped out within the course of few more years.
The China Ford Gem and Jewellery Traders Association has declared at a media briefing in Colombo recently that a world-class inaugural trade exhibition in January 2024. The objective is to highlight Sri Lanka's vast and precious gemstones to the world and paving the way to shed light on the country's immense potential for growth in the gemstone trade. Gem Sri Lanka Trade Exhibition will be conducted at the Cinnamon Benthota Beach Resort from the 11th to the 13th of January next year. Gem Sri Lanka Chairman Hilmi Kasim said on this occasion that they are pleased to launch Gem Sri Lanka, the platform to introduce and expose local talent to the international market. The event was organized by the association in collaboration with the National Gems and Jewellery Authority of Sri Lanka and the Export Development Board.
We are gathered here today not just to honor the past, but also to envision a future that is equally brilliant and promising. The gem industry in Sri Lanka has evolved over time, embracing cutting-edge technologies and sustainable practices while preserving the traditional craftsmanship that has been handed down through generations.
To recognize that gems and jewelry is a global industry and Sri Lanka is well positioned as an important supplier in the global value chain. Sri Lanka is maintaining a leading position when it comes to sourcing sapphire for jewelry segment internationally. Sri Lanka should work for obtaining the maximum value addition for all the gemstones mined in Sri Lanka.
So we will liberalize the trade, simplifying processes. We will basically invest a lot on research. Taxes, of course, are needed for government, and governments need revenue. So if you succeed, then governments also succeed, because government needs revenue to create social justice, whether it's education or health.
Here's more local news in brief. Distribution of equipment, including computers valued at 350 million rupees to the post offices island-wide has commenced today. The funds of the Universal Postal Association's Qualitative Services Fund are being used for this purpose. Ministers Dr. Bandula Gunawardena and State Minister Shantha Bandara were present at the event. Presentation of housing loans and ownership deeds to a selected beneficiaries in the Ampara district under the House for You in a Country Tomorrow was held recently. Minister Prasanna Ranatunga has presided over the event conducted in the district after 23 years. A meeting between Senior Presidential Advisor on Climatic Change, Ruwan Wijewardena, and Prime Minister of Egypt, Mustafa Mediboli, has taken place in Nairobi City in Kenya on sidelines of the African Climatic Conference. Attention has been focused on ways of minimizing climatic change impact and expanding trade relations between the two countries.
The Cabinet of Ministers has approved a proposal submitted by Minister Susil Premajayantha. A program is to provide students who finish the GCE O-level exam until they start to complete a curriculum covering 5 basic areas related to vocational education until they start vocational education in school system. A series of studies covering 5 basic fields be presented. Another objective of the program is to develop it and English language knowledge and are generally important for vocational education along with soft skills. The bill prepared by the legal draftsman was received by the clearance of the Attorney General, paving way for the amendment of the Motor Vehicle Act by removing the existing obstacles to the registration of electric three-wheelers. The Cabinet of Ministers has also approved the proposal presented by the Minister of Transport and Highways Dr. Bandula Gunawardena to publish said bill in the Government Gazette and submit for the parliamentary approval consequently. The Cabinet of Ministers has also approved a proposal to instruct the legal draftsman for the introduction of a new act for the cancellation of Rent Act No. 7 of 1972 and introduction of Securing Residence Act. The proposal was submitted by the Minister of Justice, Prison Activities and Constitutional Reforms Minister Vijayadasa Rajapaksa. Clearance of the Attorney General has also been received for the draft bill prepared by the legal draftsman for the safety of the online system. 13 offences including dissemination of false news, declaration of false statements leading to defamation and child abuse have been defined as wrongful acts by the draft bill. The proposal presented by the Minister of Public Security Tiran Alas for the publishing of the said bill in the Government Gazette and submit for the parliamentary approval consequently has also received Cabinet approval.
And on your foreign news tonight, North Korea's leader Kim Jong-un plans to travel to Russia this month to meet President Vladimir Putin. A CBS News quoting US official sources said the two leaders would discuss the possibility of North Korea providing Moscow with weapons to support its war in Ukraine.
The New York Times reported that the meeting between Mr. Kim and Mr. Putin could take place in the port city of Vladivostok on the east coast of Russia. However, U.S. official sources indicated that where talks could be held is not clear. The Kremlin spokesperson had nothing to say on the reports, which were also carried by other U.S. media. There was no immediate comment from North Korea. Sources told the New York Times that Mr. Kim was most likely to travel by armored train. The possible meeting comes after the White House said it had new information that arms negotiations between the two countries were actively advancing.
Heat health alerts have been upgraded for much of England amid warnings of temperatures of 32°C midweek. There is an amber warning in 8 of the country's 9 regions until Sunday. Only the northeast has a yellow one. The UK Health Security Agency's Amber Alert means people of all ages could be affected. Hot conditions will also be felt in Wales, while parts of Scotland and Northern Ireland could be seen unreasonably high temperatures. English regions included in the Amber warning are London, the South East, the South West, the East and the West Midlands, the East, North West and Yorkshire and Humber. Temperatures reached 30°C yesterday in southern England and South East Wales, according to the Met Office. The hot weather comes after what has generally been regarded as cool, wet summer for much of the UK. Heat waves are becoming more likely and more extreme because of climate change.
Sri Lanka is playing against Afghanistan in the Asian Cup cricket tournament match in Lahore Cricket Stadium in Pakistan. The outcome of this match will determine the final team in the Super 4 group of the tournament.
Captain of the Sri Lanka team, Dasun Shanaka, after winning the toss, has decided to bat first. The opening partnership of 63 runs has ended with Dimuth Kalnaratne dismissal for 32 runs. Pathum Nissanka has scored 41 runs. Charita Salanka and Kusal Mendis have maintained 102 runs partnership for the 4th wicket. Kusal Mendis, who has scored 92 runs, has registered his 23rd half-century in one-day cricket and passed the 3,000 run limit in the ODI as well. The team has scored 291 runs for the loss of 8 wickets at the end of the 50 overs. If Afghanistan is to become eligible for the Super 4 group, they have to fulfill the 292 run victory target in 37 overs and delivery.
Oh, nicely chipped.
India has been successful in entering the final 4 teams in the Asian Cup cricket tournament by securing victory in the match played against the Nepal team at the Pallekele International Cricket Stadium yesterday.
India, after winning the toss, has handed over Nepal to bat first amidst rain interruptions from time to time. The Nepal team has scored 230 runs in 48 runs. Ravindra Jadeja and Mohammad Shami, who has scored, or rather have captured 3 wickets each for without loss. When the play resumed at 10:15 p.m, the Indian team was offered a victory target of 145 runs to be scored within 23 overs. A special dinner was hosted for the cricket teams participating in the Asian Cup cricket tournament at the official residence of the governor in Lahore city yesterday. The Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Afghanistan and host Pakistan team members were present on the occasion. Governor of the Lahore, Mohammad Balik, and officials of the Pakistan cricket have also attended the event.
And that's all the news we have for you today. Do join us tomorrow as well for the very latest, together with Sharon Mascrinius and Prashant De Silva. Good night.